Hi there. NIR is up by about 12% this week, but it seems to hit a ceiling one more time. However, if we dive deeper to the daily chart, it seems like there is something positive going on. So let's quickly take a look and see whether the whales are making their path towards the next price upwards movement. If you're new to my session, I'll cover the Wyckoff stage, trend change potential, as well as key price levels. These are education content only, not financial advice. The weekly chart is clearly showing us that a bottom, at least for the near term, is being set around the orange key level of 1.01. This orange line over here is also the bottom of the long-term play run. That's why you also see a white line. So if we look across, that's where it is. Okay, the bottom of the 2023 accumulation cycle. We are going through another one, which is also pretty long. And what's happening right now is that this long wick from above is telling us there's still quite a bit of selling force up there. The bears are still strong over there. However, if we look at the volume, it's telling us that the activity is definitely coming back. Okay? The big picture view, what we can expect to come is that the sign of strength is getting closer and closer. What does it mean? This actually means price advance with volume, meaning a bunch of white candlesticks going up to challenge this purple line 3.16 again, combined with higher than average volume, something like this we're seeing this week, but without this long wick from the top. That's the best. Okay, it will stack over weeks or even months, depending on the situation of the macroeconomic as well as geopolitical environment. So the 2023 cycle showed us it took about, 8 bars, meaning 2 months, to get to that point before it retraced, shaking out the last bit of paper hands before the whales pushed the price to the crazily FOMO high level. Okay? That's the big picture. That's the confirmation we need to see before we've got a chance to see the next FOMO period, the distribution cycle. Okay? Daily chart. We've talked about this 2 weeks ago that the breakout happened exactly around the window that we pointed out. So what has been going on over the past 2 weeks is that this orange key level is supporting sideways movement. However, over the past 5 days, something changed. Ever since this crazily high volume came in on the 25th, the game has turned from sideways to an uptrend. So if we draw a line over here, as long as this uptrend support doesn't break, it is going towards another confirmation window. So let's draw this, put this over there. That's pointing towards the 11th of March. So roughly about 10 days from now. If this uptrend continues towards this triangle, then eventually it will hit this resistance, this intermediate resistance over here. That's where the trading period right before February happened. Okay, once it breaks through there, it's going to challenge the 1.60 yellow key level, and that's about March 16th. So 2 opportunities we're seeing over there. If the bulls grabbed sufficient support, by mid-March, we'll see near at 1 key level at least, higher than the current. And by saying 1 key level, it doesn't mean it's a small move. It's almost 60% move from the current level, 1.01, the key level over there, to 1.60. All right? So another key thing is by looking at the volume. All right? This volume certainly supported the move upwards. Some bigger players got in. The subsequent 2 days, the candlesticks are very short. The bodies are very short. And the volume isn't that low. Look at the average for the prior 2 weeks. It's staying around here. These were higher than the average, absolutely. And the price then went down. So you see these wicks from the bottom. Absolutely, there are people supporting the price to stay at around the current level of 1.13. So it's slightly positive that the price will continue to challenge this dash line over here. Okay, that's the volume telling us something is building up, and is more likely towards the north than to the south. Of course, we know a lot of things are happening right now. All the Middle East, geopolitical risk, all that. If it really goes as smooth as the US government or Israel government mentioned, and the economic numbers that are coming out in the next week or two are going to support positive sentiments, then this will help this move upwards to challenge higher level. Remember I said in the beginning, we are looking to see a sign of strength to re-challenge to 3.16 level. Okay? These two, the green one is definitely more difficult to go through than the yellow, because that's where the second test as well as the panic over period, the selling kindness was. So this is a stronger resistance. However, if the positive sentiment is strong enough, and the whales have found out throughout this run to the bottom, they have shaken out most of the paper hands, and there's nobody willing to sell. Confirmed by the past 2 to 3 weeks. Look at this long wick from 3 weeks ago. Then the whales will be happy to let the price to go up to challenge this. But remember, I said, they are also happy to shake it back down before they let the price move up. So do observe the candlestick shape, okay, especially those long wicks combined with higher than average volume. That means certain players, may it be bulls or bears, are committing to the side of the movement. Okay, we're seeing increasing volume now. And if this continues, that's going to make the move to challenge the SOS. Okay, I'll keep observing this and running these sessions with you. If you're interested to access these 2 days earlier, join the other members now. Here's another video for you. Remember to hit like and subscribe. Thank you.